Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsay Moppert here, joined by our NHL and Sabres insider, Paul Hamilton. Paul, thanks for coming in with me today to talk about the Sabres. Exciting moment, at least today, coming off of yesterday's win. The team is now 7 games in, record of 3-4 so far, out of 82 games in the regular season. But last night's game was a bit of an uplifting moment. What stood out about their performance specifically to you?
Everything. Whether it was defense, where they were able to cut things off on the defensive end of things, and then get up ice. They were able to get into transition and able to score on the rush, able to generate chances on the rush. That's the Buffalo Sabres. Quick on defense, get the puck, and go. And when they get to go, Don Granato talks about the offside winger pushing the defense back. They now can enter the zone. They can get in there, get pressure. Everybody was at the net. Against Montreal, they had 37 shots, but nobody was around the net, so they only scored 1 goal. But now they got 6 goals. 1 was an empty netter, but 5 of those goals all were because somebody was around the net. They got 3 tips per goals. That's because people were there. Jeff Skinner, he was right off the post. He gets the puck, he banks in and off the goaltender. They don't score there if they don't have people around the net. So it was just nice to see them play their game and what they can do. It was basically a 5-1 game. It got a little goofy in the last 3 minutes on them, but they had 5 goals. They had things well under control, and I can tell you right now, the more they play like that, they will win a lot of games if they play like that.
Now, something that was different in this game and has been a little bit is Don Granato has been changing up the lines a little bit. You know, he's thinking we got to get something going at a certain point. It wasn't really working out. Now, he said these were lines that he had worked with a bit at the end of last season when Tage got hurt. But do you feel like that is a reason possibly why they were successful in last night's game?
It just changed things up for a couple of games. And there is some familiarity. As you said, they finished last year with some of these lines. So now Middlestat is with Tuck and he's with Skinner, because guys were having trouble scoring. Tage Thompson was having trouble scoring. Alex Tuck was having trouble scoring. So let's switch it up a little bit. Let's put Thompson with Cousins. They've played well together before. Let's put Middlestat with Tuck and Skinner. They've played well before. And sure enough, you go into the game, Tage Thompson gets 3 points, 2 goals. Alex Tuck gets his first goal. And you know what the best thing for Alex Tuck was? In the first 5 minutes of the game, he gets the 2-on-1 with Skinner. And they come down together. They're both charging the net. He sees Skinner, puts the perfect pass over, they score. Now he's full of confidence. Because after the game, he said he was embarrassed. He felt he was letting his team down. He felt he was letting the fans down with the way he was playing. And that gave him immediate confidence, and he was Alex Tuck again. So and then now Tage Thompson has started putting the puck in the net. A simple tip. It wasn't a blast from the left circle or anything like that. It was a simple tip. Alex Tuck, a simple tip. Things like that get you going.
Sometimes that's really all you do need to, as you said, get yourself going. Now, another topic from this game, the last 3 games now, Devin Levi has been, kind of dealing with, he's been day-to-day dealing with a lower body injury. He played the first 4 games, and then Comrie played 2, and now Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen played last night, was able to kind of have his season debut with a win. How do you feel the goalie situation is kind of playing out right now? Again, in the offseason, I think they were really hoping that someone was going to pick up that number 2 spot, really stand out. And now they're kind of just, they're dealing with the 3 of them.
I really liked Comrie and Luukkonen. First of all, they kept themselves, neither one of them had played in almost 3 weeks. They hadn't played since the preseason. They both kept themselves ready, and in their first game were lights out, and played really, really well. And Comrie's played 2 games. Really, the last 3 games, they could have won them all. Playing Comrie in 2 and Luukkonen in the other. I was very impressed with both goaltenders, rather. And Luukkonen, again, the last 3 minutes, he's not going to stop any of those. All of a sudden, Ottawa got the momentum because of the fight with Tkachuk and Tuck, and all of a sudden they were close. But I thought Luukkonen had a great game. He looked confident, and that's the thing with him, looking confident. Same thing with Comrie. He almost shut the Islanders out for his second straight game. They scored without a minute left in the game. Otherwise, he would have had 2 straight shutouts against the New York Islanders. So if that continues, the Sabres are in good shape with their backup goaltending, something that's been a question mark for them.
And you talk about confidence. I mean, we're talking about Alex Tuch a little bit with the confidence, Tage Thompson. But as you said, Comrie and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, they need that confidence after this past year and just all the hype behind Levi and everything. And Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen said something last night post-game that stood out to me, and it makes you feel good. He said, "It felt great. The team played well in front of me. I felt comfortable. It's great to start with a win and just a good feeling knowing that I played a good game and helped the team win." So again, confidence will go a long way for those two.
What has Kevin Adams been saying since April? If the defense gets better, the goaltending will get better. And the defense lately, the past couple of games, has been better. And when you get that good defense where the goaltender doesn't have 6, 7 outnumbered situations coming his way, he's got a couple, but he makes the big save. Now he's got confidence. Now you're going the other way. But it all stems from playing the good defense that Eric Johnson has been telling us about, playing that good defense and then getting into the offense. And that's what they've been doing, and that's why they played so well against the Ottawa Senators.
Right. So they get the win last night, right? Now they improved to 3-4 on the season. But with the expectations that have been leading into this year and just with this group and everything, do you feel like they could have a better record than 3-4 at this point?
I think they should have one, but this is hockey. And if you make mistakes, things are going to happen like that. And they have been making mistakes before that. The one thing that's very good, the penalty killing was one of the worst in the NHL last year. Now it's one of the best. They're very good at. Jordan Greenway has been a revelation. He was hurt the whole time he was in Buffalo after he got traded from the Minnesota Wild to Buffalo. He was hurt the whole time. Now we're getting to see Jordan Greenway when he's not hurt. And he's an excellent penalty killer. I think when he's been 5-on-5, he's been one of their better players. So you get Johnson in the penalty kill, you get Greenway in the penalty kill, Clifton into the penalty kill, Tage Thompson with his reach. Alex Tuch has been on the penalty kill. And really, their best penalty killer isn't going to be back till Christmas. Jack Quinn was their best penalty killer by the end of last year. So they have really improved that. It's the power play that's kind of failed them a little bit, but that's looked a little bit better lately. But again, they scored 6 goals. Now that they have a game of 6 goals, we'll see where that kind of confidence takes them against 2 really good teams, the New Jersey Devils and the Colorado Avalanche.
Right, and I swear, I think you might be reading my mind a little bit about the Jack Quinn thing, but, 7 games in, I know it's not a lot. As I said, 82 on the full season, but do you feel or do you think the guys notice, or you notice at least, that absence of Jack Quinn quite yet in some of these games?
Sure they do. He was really coming on in the World Championships for Canada. He played really well. They won a gold medal. Krebs was on that team. Levi was on that team. And he was one of their better players in that tournament. And he was coming on as a Sabre, too, in that line with Cousins and Peterka. They both were coming on. If you would have asked me, a healthy Jack Quinn, who the breakout player would have been, I think I said Peterka because Quinn was hurt. If Quinn wasn't hurt, I would have said Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn is very capable of scoring 30 goals in the National Hockey League. I have no doubt in my mind that he could score 30 goals in this league.
So you just kind of touched on it. Breakout player, maybe. We've talked about it. JJ Peterka, he already has 2 goals. What do you, since you've kind of already said it, what do you see about JJ or noticed about him in maturing and just his maturity level this year compared to last?
Maturity level is up, confidence is up. He's got to shoot more. He still wants to pass the puck because he wants to be a good teammate, and I understand that. Everybody wants to be a good teammate, but when you got a shot like JJ Peterka has, you don't need to be passing it to guys who are covered. You need to rip that puck, and he's already got a couple of goals already this year, probably could have had a couple of more, but I have seen some growth in him that maybe he didn't have. He had the immaturity last year, and now looking at him, and he'll even get better. I mean, he'll get more mature as he gets going. He's on the second power play. That hasn't gone real well yet, but as I said, the power play seems to be moving the puck around a little bit better. So, but he's the guy that I think could get himself maybe in the 20s in goals this year.
All right, so we will have to see. Next up for this Sabres team, they are on the road to hit to play the New Jersey Devils at 7 o'clock. And then the Colorado Avalanche at home on Sunday at 1 o'clock. And Paul, I'm assuming that since there's no game on Monday, that we will see you back here on the set for Sports Talk Live on Monday.
Yeah, one quick thing. If you want a problem, the New Jersey Devils, Jack Hughes, he's played 5 games. He has 14 points in 5 games. So we'll see how they handle that.
Talk about a breakout player. All right, then we will see you then. For Paul Hamilton, I'm Lindsay Moppert, Channel 2 Sports.